I'm 23, and this is my horror love story. I grew up hearing about ghosts. The hair was brown, I had blonde hair, my mom had brown hair. That was the first time I'd seen any evidence that there might have actually been something here all along. I'd been dumped by my boyfriend a month ago, and I still missed him like crazy. At first, it was small things like a necklace hidden under the floorboard in my closet. Then bigger things like the music box I found in the attic, which I would find sitting on my desk when I went to my room. Sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night and hear the music box playing. I reached out to touch it, but my hand went right through. I felt the cold air where the ghost had been standing. It stepped closer, and I could make out its features. It was a young woman with sad eyes and a somber expression. "Who are you?" I asked. Every single day since then, I've written in that diary. I write about my dreams, my fears, and my hopes for the future. And every day I ask Eleanor if she's watching over me, if she's happy now. I never got a response, but I know she's there. Because every morning when I wake up, the pages of my diary are filled with words I didn't write. Words that tell me that she is happy and that she loves me. "Do I know you?" "You don't remember," the ghost said. It looked away. "It's all right. I only have a few moments with you anyway," the ghost turned back to me. "My name is Eleanor. I died here a long time ago, but I've been waiting for you." "How did you die?" I asked. "Why are you here?" "I was in love," Eleanor said. "I was going to marry a man I loved. But the day of my wedding, he left me at the altar. I was heartbroken. I wandered into the garden and hung myself from the oak tree. Now I'm stuck here. I've tried to move on, but I can't until I know what happened to the necklace I was wearing the day I died." "What necklace?" "It was my favorite. My grandmother gave it to me. It was a heart locket. Do you have it?" I asked. But when I went to investigate, the music box was silent and there was no one in my room. I even started seeing things. The necklace, the music box, the diary, they were all hers. I wanted to put Eleanor's things back in it and hide it somewhere safe. I found the trunk, but when I opened it, it was empty. All her clothes, her diary, and her necklace were gone. And then I saw it, a new entry in the diary. I opened it, and it read, "I found my necklace. I'm finally at peace. Thank you, Emma. I love you." Outside, the wind was whipping through the branches of the old oak tree. "I think I have something that belongs to you," I said. I ran to my closet and pulled out the jewelry box that I'd found under the floorboards. I opened it, and there it was, the exact necklace Eleanor had described. I walked back to the window to give it to her, but she was gone. A perfume bottle on my dresser, a painting on my wall. When I turned around, it was there. I walked right through it, and it didn't even slow me down. But when I turned around, there was nothing there. And sometimes I would feel something brush against my leg or a hand grab at my shoulder. I don't know why, because he was an asshole. He cheated on me all the time, but I always forgave him. I got out of bed and went to the window to look out into the garden. The branches of the old oak tree scraped against my window. It sounded exactly like someone was knocking. I pushed the window open and leaned out to listen. "Emma," the voice whispered. I didn't respond, I just kept listening. "Emma, come play with me." I was scared, but also curious. "Who's there?" I asked. "Emma, please come with me. We can run away together." I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. All I could do was stare at the dark silhouette in the tree. "I love you, Emma," the ghost whispered. "I want to show you something." Before I could react, the ghost slipped in through my window. I backed away until my back hit the wall. I wanted to get out of there, but my feet were glued to the floor. Maybe I was hoping that one day he would change. Well, he didn't. And after he cheated on me for the last time with my best friend, I finally called it quits. I couldn't get the trunk open, so I pulled everything out of it onto the dusty attic floor. There were old dresses, shoes, hats, a music box, and a diary. She didn't seem surprised at all. She said, "You've always been sensitive to things like that. You just can't see them. Not everyone can. Some people just live their whole lives without ever knowing." She didn't say anything else about it, so I didn't press her. Everything inside seemed to be from the 1940s. I didn't think much of it at the time. I just dusted myself off and took the stuff downstairs to throw away. My mom used to tell me stories of when she would hear footsteps in the attic above her bedroom, or how the grandfather clock in the hallway would chime even though it hadn't been wound for weeks. She also told me about the woman in white who appeared at the foot of my bed when she was tucking me in at night. Most of the pages were missing, but the ones that remained had neat cursive writing that wasn't my mom's. The diary belonged to a woman named Eleanor, who had lived in the house before my family. But Eleanor wasn't just living in the house, she was building a life here. She wrote about picnics, parties, horseback riding, and sneaking out to meet her secret lover. The last entry was titled Forever Alone, where Eleanor wrote about being left at the altar by the man she was going to marry. She finished the entry by writing, "Maybe death will finally take me now," and then there were no more entries after that. The house we lived in was over 100 years old. It was filled with nooks and crannies that begged to be explored. Because of my mom's wild stories, there wasn't a room or creaky floorboard that I didn't investigate at some point. Nothing but dust, cobwebs, and a couple of dead roaches. There were no closets that I didn't open or windows that I didn't climb out of in the middle of the night. No matter what, I never found anything. One day while rummaging through the attic, I found an old trunk in the corner covered in cobwebs and a lock of hair. A few days later, I was looking through the diary. Eleanor's story made me sad. I felt like we were connected somehow, like maybe she was reaching out to me because she knew I was alone, too. After Eleanor's diary, I started finding things around the house that didn't belong. "Don't be afraid," it said. "I won't hurt you." Its voice sounded sad. I could feel its sorrow. I told my mom about it all, about the things moving and the diary and the music box. One night, I woke up, and I could have sworn I heard a voice calling my name. The ghost floated closer. At that moment, I realized the ghost had been leaving clues for me to find. When morning came, I got dressed and went to the attic to look for the trunk again. That day, I found a new diary in the attic, a brand new diary with my name on it.